God, how did you let me get here? In the midst of my desperation, in the midst of my brokenness and my shame, I asked God for help. And at that moment, everything changed. Less than 2 years ago, 22 months ago, I was getting high, I was homeless, and my life was destroyed. I was depressed, I was broken, I was lost, I was confused, and I had no vision and no hope in my life. I found myself in a car about to go into rehab for the second time, and I decided to turn on worship music for the first time in who knows how long. Within 30 seconds, I burst into tears, and I was just crying out to God, God, how did you let me get here? And in the midst of my desperation, in the midst of my brokenness and my shame, I asked God for help. And at that moment, everything changed. And while I was in rehab, the Lord brought back to my attention a dream that he had put in my heart in just the 7th grade. In the 7th grade, I had no relationship with God, but I went on a small mission trip to Gage, Oklahoma. And leaving Gage, Oklahoma, I knew that someday I was going to do missions. Now, a few months into my rehab, I felt the Lord re-bring this dream into my heart. Before DTS, I had started growing my relationship with God, but like some other times in my life, I think the foundation for that relationship was on the wrong things. It was based on works and not on sonship. And that was the greatest change for me during DTS, is that I learned that Jesus loves me, not because of anything that I could do, but because I'm his son, and that no matter what I do, he's always gonna be my father, his presence will always be with me, and that he will always want to use me. If I could go back to like 15-year-old me, I would look myself in the eye and say, man, there's so much freedom when you just look at Jesus, and there's nothing you could ever do to earn God's love, and all these emotions and this shame and this brokenness and the mistakes that you've made are all forgiven, and you can be set free in an instant if you just look to Jesus and give your life to him and stop trying to figure this thing out on your own. And now I get to go around and talk about Jesus, the same one who set me free from myself, the same one who set me free from my pain and my shame and my brokenness. I get to go around to the broken people in the nations of this world, and I get to share the gospel with them and watch God transform their lives. And it's truly amazing to see God come and just move in amazing and powerful ways.